Hello, it's Michael Brook here, just setting his camera up nicely. It's a very unsophisticated system here, but I'm getting used to it. The internet business is not for the faint-hearted. It's a minefield out there, and the beginner has to be very wary. Not only there are probably hundreds of millions of programs out there, but half of them are scams, and many of them are just totally incompetent. So there's very much the watchword of caveat emptor, which means beware the buyer. If you buy something, if you get into something that's inappropriate, you've had it, and the chance of getting your money back, well, if you do it quickly, you're okay. But if you wait any length of time, you won't get anything back at all. What the beginner needs to do, and this is something that probably only 1% of people looking for businesses do, is sit down with a pen and paper and decide on a few things. One is, how much money have they got? For initial capital to buy into the program, because you won't get something for nothing. You'll either pay now or you pay later. And also, how much money have you got until you start earning for marketing? I would say you need comfortably, if you've got it, $1,000 for capital and also $300 a month for marketing. You can cut back on either if you need to and get into free marketing, and of course we're doing that increasingly nowadays. How much do you want to earn? Be realistic here. How much do you want to earn your first month, your second month, your 6th month? What product do you want to get into? A, you want to get into a product that interests you. B, you want to get into a product that you think people need. Things like fruit juices and all those kind of things, they're all over the internet, and while you may enjoy working with them, I would think people are saturated with pills and juices and God knows what. How much time have you got to work on the business? Part-time or full-time? You want to take it seriously if you want to make money, and be full-time when you can afford the time. You've got family commitments, you've got work commitments, maybe. In my case, I'm retired, so I've got quite a lot of time. What are your strengths and weaknesses? That's something you have to think about. We'll come back to this later, where I'll focus on what strengths you need to have. There is the steep learning curve for the newbie, especially if he or she's had no contact with the internet or internet businesses. The internet has become very sophisticated in the last 5 or more years, with Web 2.0, with the social medias, the use of videos and everything else. So there is a lot to learn, even though the people may say there's nothing to learn. Yes, there is, and it may take a bit of time. So be prepared to spend the time learning for your first month. It may take you that long to get up to speed. It is not for the faint-hearted, and it's not for a person that's not particularly bright. If you just really don't consider yourself a very bright person, you may struggle a bit. I have to say that. And don't expect a turnkey operation. There isn't such an animal, although people may like to think there is. Okay? Now, apart from the learning curve, you have to think, as I mentioned before, about your own suitability for owning piece of the internet. It takes a lot of hard work, persistence, the ability to accept failure off and on, and eventually the ability to accept great success. And don't squander your abundance. Learn from your mistakes, be stubborn and enthusiastic. So you need a very positive mindset in order to accomplish this. And this are the qualities that will ultimately brand you and make you a leader in the field. You need to know, if you're uncertain whether you've got these qualities, just delay your decision for a while and think about what your qualities are, and maybe ask friends and relatives or people who are not your friends and relatives. Because remember, 90% of the people who join at about the same time that you join will fail, and only 10% will succeed. And you don't want to be a statistic. You'd rather get into something that you enjoy. There's no there's no skin off your nose if you don't join this. There are lots of other good things that you may want to get into. Another thing, if you're looking for a trainer or a mentor, because your upline person is not a particularly qualified person to train or train or mentor you, just be careful, because a lot of people set out their shingles and they neither trainers or mentors. They're just trying to satisfy that quality of being a branded trainer, and a lot of people just don't have the experience to be a trainer. But the place to go is YouTube. Look at people who say they're trainers, watch their videos for free, and you'll soon get ideas of who are the good trainers and who haven't. I spent quite a lot of time in the last few weeks doing this, and it's really quite a interesting exercise, because there are good people out there by all means. Now, I've been into the internet businesses for 5 years. I've had some success, I've had some failures. Now, I've finally come down to 3 businesses, which I think I'll leave with you, because it may save you a lot of heartache, because I know they're successful. I can almost promise you and guarantee that they will be successful if you put in the work. Wealth Masters International is one of the great ones. It's financial and investing education or training, and this is where you make the big dollars. It is associated with Carbon Copy Pro, which is the marketing arm of Wealth Masters International, a great company, very well organized. You'd probably join Carbon Copy Pro and then ladder into Wealth Masters, which you can do far cheaper than if you just came from the outside. Then there's another independent one, which is also into the same business as Carbon Copy Pro, namely marketing training, and that is MLM Lead System Pro. Now, these are all great companies. They get great owners. They are very honest with their people, their members. They're professional. They pay good commissions. They treat you fairly. They give you a good support system, and they won't gouge you, so they can squeeze a bit of extra money out for themselves. And also, these 3 programs attract the right focus group, namely internet marketers. You don't get all the riffraff and tire kickers. They want to go into get-rich-quick schemes and turnkey businesses, and as I've already told you, there ain't such an animal. So if you're reading this, you won't go into those. You'll go into the ones that are effective